Yep, thoughts on this one, Coach?
Yeah, we didn't execute well enough to beat a good team. Too many explosive plays. Um, defensively, I think we've gotten better at stopping the run. Now it's beating us in the back end with explosive plays. Hats off to Coastal, first of all, because they made the plays. But way too many explosive plays given up, in the pass game on defense. I thought we'd settled down once we came out of the locker room, made some adjustments. Offensively, we didn't get many possessions in the first half, but you got to make them count. We got a lot of drops, a lot of missed opportunities, poor throws. They took us out of the run game a little bit because they got out ahead of us quickly, but we got to execute. We probably had, I don't know, just counting in my head, probably 10 drops. 2 of them turned into picks. So didn't execute well enough to beat a good team. And like I told them in the locker room, if we don't initiate change, nothing will change. So we've got to get back, look at where we can improve. Probably going to have to, try to minimize what we do because we got some guys out. Not having JJ in the back end, kind of minimize what we can do with 2 young guys in there. So hats off to Coastal, but not enough execution consistently by us tonight to beat a good team. I think Coastal is coming into their own. In the beginning of the season they were a little different. They're coming to their own. They made some plays today. So.
Obviously the change in quarterback there in the third quarter, was that because you thought the game was out of hand, or is that because you thought it might help the offense?
No, we had planned. Cam is, first of all, he's a warrior and he's not 100% healthy, but he was close enough at the beginning of the game. He got hit there on the one they called the late hit on, and just wasn't where I thought he could perform at his best. Then he turned the ball over, and it's like we tell all the guys, you got to execute. Doesn't matter if you're the quarterback, doesn't matter if you're a center, left guard, right guard, doesn't matter. You got to execute. Put Cole in. Cole didn't execute. So we got to go back and continue to grind. We've got to put guys in position. Now, guys got to help those guys, tip balls and drop balls, turn into picks. That looks bad on the quarterback. I thought both of them did some good things at times. I thought Cam did some good things at times. I thought Cole did some good things at times, but not consistent enough to be able to move the football down the field and put it in the end zone.
When you have 2 different quarterbacks, does that give you a chance to look at the play calling to see if that's maybe an issue, or is it just an execution?
I don't know what play you call when they drop the ball. You tell me. I don't know. We can change the play call, but if you're going to drop the ball, what play call do you call? Don't throw it. You got to execute. It's a combination. I'm not pointing the finger at the players, but I don't know what you do when the guy's wide open and he drops the pass. I don't know what you do when you got a situation where you got everything set up as far as spacing, leverage, and we get an errant throw. We can run it every down, and then everybody will tell me we should be throwing it. We got to execute. I'm not just saying the player. Everybody, we got to execute. It helps when you start. The times we got the ball moving, we started out with some catches, some throws, some base stuff, some runs. It gets tough when you don't execute. It's hard to get the offense going when you're not able to consistently execute. I thought we had a plan for Cole when he got in, what we wanted to do throw-wise, because we knew Cam battled this week and got healthy and did a good job, but we knew we may have to go to him, so we stayed in his world. Kind of minimizes it when you're down 20 some odd points. We would have been different if it had been a 3-point game or whatever, but I thought that what we were asking him to do, he had a good grasp of. We'll go back and look. I can't say it's all, he did great, he did bad. You got to look at receiver routes. So you got to look at everything. He's got to take care of the ball down here on the goal line. That's just an opportunity that we missed. Cam's got to take care of the ball, an opportunity that we missed. So we all got to improve. I'm not pro one guy, pro another guy. We all got to improve. And part of playing any position, so let's just talk about running back, right? Part of playing running back is the O-line has to block for you. Tight ends have to block for you. Part of playing quarterback, they have to block. You have to make a good throw. They got to catch. So it's not one guy that's going to sway or change the overall outcome. It's a combination of everybody executing. Right now on offense, we are different unit. O-line does good on one play, and wideouts aren't consistent. Quarterback isn't consistent. Running back, we got to get on the same page. That's my job. I take full responsibility. That's my job. We'll get them right. I did appreciate their fight. That says a lot about our character. Says a lot about our culture. But we've got to execute better in order to beat good teams. This is a good league. We got to execute better to beat some of these teams.
Coach, execution's controllable. You can fix that. So how do you approach coaching the guys up so you are executing and you are playing as one unit instead of different units at different times?
Yeah, I think again you got to look at who's executing consistently. You know, we've got a bunch of guys right now that we're playing. You know, some because of injury limitations. You know, not having JJ force us to play 2 young safeties. You know, we could play with 10, but we force us to play 2 young safeties. So they've got to continue to execute. We may have to move some guys around. You know, typically up until this point, our receivers have been pretty consistent catching the ball. I can't point a finger at who today did or didn't do it great, but we got to look at it. And the guys that are doing it consistently get more reps. The guys that are not got to keep working. So it's a combination. You know, it's a little bit of personnel. It's a little bit of managing where we are, you know, in the season. You know, and then moving some guys around. You know, once you move one guy, you got to move another. You know, so you know, moving a guy from nickel to safety is not just as easy as moving a guy from corner to nickel. It's different. So we got to look at what we can do. Hopefully, we get JJ back. That'll help. You know, put us in a little different position. You know, I think we did do some good things. I think we stopped the run. You know, today consistently. Obviously, you don't get a ton of run when you're giving up the explosive pass, so it kind of goes back and forth. So. Got to go back and look at the film, one. And let me say this, the coaches, we got to look at what we're doing too and make sure we're putting our guys, there's the best call for that play. Right? We can all call the best call for that play, the best call for that coverage. But if our guys aren't able to execute it, then we got to look at maybe not making the best call for the play, but making another call that gives us a chance, if that makes sense. Gives us a chance for a guy to at least be in the right area. Maybe you can't stop the play or get a pick. You know, I think we probably dropped 2 picks. You know, right through Amir's hands, you know, on one of them down there. That's one of the deals where you call the perfect play because you got the rail, you put the guy there. Okay, he doesn't make the play. Well, maybe we don't get a chance to call the perfect play, meaning having the pieces right based on what they do. Maybe we just got to call something that gets them in the area and allows them to get the ball on the ground. You know, so we got to look at that. Again, we're all in this together, and we've got some work to do. We got ourselves into this. We got to get ourselves out of it.
Some consistency on special teams. Are you starting to see that, you know, kind of become the norm? I mean, Connell, strong punting, Bierhoff makes 2 or 3, get some big plays.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing on special teams is those guys haven't changed. We're playing the same guys, you know what I mean? And that's because of we kind of saw this coming, so we started playing some younger guys early. Well, the Georgia State, the younger guys probably got us. But now they've had 3 weeks and they're getting some consistency. So you think about all the reps they're taking in practice. They aren't playing a lot on offense or defense, so they're taking pride in that, which is good. But that, you know, consistency of having the same guys. You know, some other places we're playing kind of, you know, move the pieces to get the best guys in. And special teams is probably the one area. You know, we got, you know, the same snapper, holder, kicker. We got the same snapper, you know, punter. We got the same cover guys. We got the same return guys. So that continuity is paying off. We got to try to create that in the other areas as well.